Hi, my name's Celia. I'm doing a PhD in social anthropology here at the University of Exeter. My research looks at retail food co-ops in England and uses those as a way to think about political economic change, how people understand it, how they respond to it through local food activities, and how they might imagine something different. I have a background in food as a chef and then as a food writer. And through this, I decided that I wanted to start thinking about food more politically, more critically, and that's why I decided to do a master's with Harry West. The course was incredibly interesting and definitely lived up to all those things. We looked at food in many, many different ways, on different scales, from different angles, anything from the body, how that's socially constructed, as well as materially constructed. How do people perceive you dependent on what you eat or how you look? We looked at things like local food, alternative food networks, ethical consumption, all of which were very useful to the research that I've gone on to do. We even looked at the global food system. How did that come into being? What's at stake? Who benefits? Who's left out? Having worked with Harry before, I was excited to come here to finish my PhD. He's a really important figure in terms of food studies in this country, but also very well connected internationally. Working with him before, I always found him very dynamic. He put on a lot of events, he was very generous with his contacts, and that's continued here at Exeter. The university is also an interesting place in terms of food. There's a community garden here, there's a student veg bot scheme, and even the city. For me, in terms of my research, I find an interesting place, thinking about food at this scale, where the urban and the rural are so much closer together than they are in other places like London. So I think Exeter's a great place to come and study food in a thriving and exciting, dynamic environment.